my gosh.
Hi.
I think we're live.
It says
It does say
always a
live.
question.
It is a concern. We're continuing to evolve our technology. Today we're back to
the cell phone.
the cell phone, which we think actually works really well, except for it's hard for Katie to be our girl. But I wanted to show you what we're going to be working on today. We are going to do Drunkard's Path. Hey, Judy. Hi, Joan. That's what we're going to work on. Hi, Susan. We got this beautiful new fabric in that I'm going to show you more than one time because it's so pretty. New batiks. Katie, do you want to show them some of these new batiks? Hold it up.
Ooh.
Here's just the top one. Look how beautiful it is. Oh, I love these. That is beautiful. You can just hold the bowl. Yeah, it's really, really
Very
pretty.
nice.
This is our warm-up. We're getting people warmed up while we're waiting for people to join us. We're just showing you the beautiful new batiks. Aren't they pretty? And we actually got smart and we put numbers on all of them. So if there's one that you absolutely love, ooh, that is really pretty.
This is M.
It's M. Well done, Katie. Well done. That you can see they're so beautiful. So this is kind of interesting because this is the new collection we just got in, and apparently I have very consistent taste because this quilt that I'm going to show you today, I probably made 10 years ago. But the batiks are so similar, so I thought, okay, this will be a great showcase of these fabrics. Katie's making the stacks look pretty again. So there they all are. And we also got layer cakes and jelly rolls. Super fun. Hey, Nathan. Hi, Fran. Hi, Jana. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Ruth. Oh, I love being romper room and calling out everyone's name. It's so fun. All right, let me flip it back around. Oh, hello there. Okay, so I thought last week we spent a lot of time on masks, and this week we decided, Katie's nodding in approval.
Yes, masks. And I actually made 3 masks this weekend after I learned how to do it from watching you on Facebook Live.
Awesome. You'll have to show what they did. Yes. So I actually wore mine for the first time. I went to the grocery store and I went to the post office. I was a good camper and I wore them, which I actually feel better doing. It's kind of funny. So can't wait until we are able to reopen. Don't know what that looks like yet, but we're going to work on it. So let me flip it back around so you can see the project again. That's what we're going to be working on today. We're going to do Drunkard's Path. This week we're going to do all different rulers and different ways to do curves. And I want to show you another sample that I made. I don't know how to do it. Let's see if we can do this, Katie. If we can put this here, we'll flip it back around. Here we are. And then Katie and I are going to hold up another sample for you.
Hopefully without knocking over the phone.
Yes. So this is another one that I made many years ago. Oh, whoop. There we go. You guys see that? There we go. So it's Drunkard's Path again. And what's cool about Drunkard's Path is it operates like a log cabin block where there's a half light, and by setting it in all different ways, anything that you can do with log cabin blocks where you have that diagonal half and half, you can create different layouts. So this layout is like a barn raising, like a barn raising layout. You guys see that? Okay, there's a lot of ceiling. Sorry, we can't. We should put it down more. Now we can hold it up again. There we go. You can see a little bit better there. All right, so that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to flip it back around. I'll let Katie flip us back around. Here. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do is I'm using templates, and there's also, of course, an ActiQuilt die for this, and we're going to do that secondary. But the first thing I want to show you is that there's a set of templates, and this is the set that I like. They come in different sizes. This is an 8-inch finished, so it has an L. Maybe if I put them down, it's easier to see. It has an L, L-shaped, and then a crescent. So. And it fits really, really nicely on top of a 10-inch layer cake. So if I put it on top of my layer cake and I line up my corners, I can put one template here and one template there. So let me put a lighter color up so you can see better. And I just want to make sure that this is cut. Okay, so I just picked up 2 pieces, and I could cut more. I could stack 4 or 5, whatever you're comfortable layering. And I'm gonna put one in the bottom corner here. And I got my Martelli mat, and I really should use a smaller rotary cutter, but I don't have one back here, so I'm gonna just use this big guy. I'm gonna cut, I'm gonna come around, and then I'm gonna cut. And there are my two lowers. Hi, Joyce.
Hello. Hello.
And then I'm gonna put this piece in this corner. I'm gonna spin my mat around.
What would you do without that mat?
I don't know. And I just have to tell you that these mats have been so popular that they are now on back order.
Thanks to Quilt Beginnings.
It's actually our distributor, because I think a lot of people are demoing these mats across the country, and they're very popular right now. So if you and yet you might want to get it in.
Yes.
And then let me make sure I'm cutting, actually I'm not cutting the right one. I need to cut the square that matches. And I'm going to come here.
Twice and cutting once.
Exactly. I'm going to put this, I'm just lining it up along the outside corners. And I'm treading. So the thing about the Drunkard's Path templates is that they do not, it's not just one cut. You can't just take your square and cut it once and get your two pieces. You actually have to cut two different curves, because what happens is you can see the 1/4 inch seam allowance here on my template, and I need to those 1/4 inch seam allowances are going to nest perfectly together, and it's going to turn me back into an 8.5 inch square. So one of the reasons why I really, really like this block is there's only one seam and my block is done, and it's not a very hard seam. So I always have, I'm going to take one of the inside, one of the L's and one of the crescents, and those two are going to marry together. When you are doing Drunkard's Path with a 10 inch square, every 10 inch square gives you one block. So think about it, if you have 40 squares, you're going to end up with 40 blocks. So you can set it 6 by 6, or if you actually, some charm layer cakes have 42, so then you'd get 6 by 7, being able to set it. And then you just, they just go together really nicely. So the fabrics play on the inside and on the outside. So here it is on the inside of the curve. And the same fabric would then play once on the outside. So you get one piece from each, and you just jumble them all up. That's what I did for this one. So when we go to cut and then we go to sew, so here is my lower, the L is always on the bottom. So if you think L is lower, it helps when you go to ease things in. You always want this one to be on the bottom, and you want this one to be on the top. So last week when Joyce handed me those two curves, and I got to actually sew them together and make the curve, the shape of them, and they went together right on the mask, I was very confused because I thought it was going to be like this. This is all the curve piecing I've always done. So what we really care about is matching the center of this piece to the center of that piece. So the easiest way to do that is fold your piece in half, give it a little finger press, then fold this one in half, give it a little finger press. Uh-oh, I have no pins. Let me see if I can find a pin here. Here's one. Okay, so I'm going to use this finger press to this finger press. And these are batik, not really an upside down and a right side up. I'm going to just match my two finger presses. So here they are together, and I'm going to put a straight pin, and I'll show you that in just a second. So I just took my two finger presses, put them right on top of each other, and that's where I pin. So I only need one pin to sew this block together. Then I'm going to take the starting tip, and this tip, and I'm not going to pay attention right away of what's happening in here. I'm not going to care. I just want to get myself started where I'm square. So I'm going to square up this corner to this corner. And I'm going to let this back part do what it does for just a moment. Then I'm going to get it into my machine. I did go back and put my single hole throat plate on, and I did lock my machine to my single hole throat plate. And then I'm going to just start sewing, and again, square these up.
And you did forget your dual feed.
I did forget my dual feed. Let's put that on. Whoever noticed, thank you. Now it's on. And then I'm going to just tap my down. And I want to have needle down. So if you have needle down on your machine, it's super, super helpful for sewing curves. And then I'm going to just take a couple of stitches. And now I'm going to care about what happens right here. So I'm going to just pull my fabric together. I'm pulling that underneath piece. And I'm just making it lay. Okay, that's all I'm doing. I'm letting it go flat. So I'm keeping myself, I'm lining up. There we go. I need those tweezer weezers, but I took them home.
Yes.
Okay, they're on back order too, by the way. And then I'm just gonna sew. So I just have my layers, my edges together, and I'm just using my fingers to hold it into position until I get to the pin. As I approach the pin, I'm gonna pull my fabric straight. See how I'm just straightening it out so it's like a straight line as I sew. Remove my pin. I'm going to sew a little bit further, and then I'm going to care about the other end. Right now I'm just getting through my pin area, and now I'm going to take this tip and match them up. I haven't done this in a really long time, just so you know. I didn't do any practice blocks. We're seeing if an old dog, it's like riding a bike, right? Once you've done it, you can do it forever. And then I'm just pulling my edges so that they're back straight together. I use my finger to hold that end. There we go. Voila! And let's see on the back side, we should have a good 1/4 inch seam allowance. And what's nice about these is they can press either way, but look how it, go ahead, Miss Joyce, would you mind pressing?
Do we clip our curves on these?
We don't need to clip curves on these because they're really soft, gentle curves, and it lays really flat.
How beautiful that is, everyone. With our lovely cordless iron. Look at that. Oh, it's so beautiful. So look how fast that was. And did you talk to them already about laying them out kind of like with your log cabins? You can use those same
Yes, that you can set them in so many different ways. So that is the block.
Beautiful.
One seam, and you've got an 8-inch block done. And I think it's a really fun block because it does have that light side and the dark side. And so you can make it arrange in so many different ways. So Joyce was going to show us, of course, what would she be showing us?
AccuQuilt.
The AccuQuilt way to cut it out. So she brought back the hand crank version today.
Yes, just because it's portable and it's easy. So you can never have too many machines, so it's totally okay to have both. So this is actually a Drunkard's Path die, and so there are the two pieces. You'll see that it looks very similar. And so this is the layer cake, and it can go just right above it. I've already checked my selvage edge. So the selvage edge is the tight one, and it's going to, I already measured it to go against this label, and that's the way that it's going to go into the machine with the label on the outside, your straight grain on the outside, and then we're just going to put it in here like this, and we're just going to crank it through, just like that, and then we're going to twist it off, so we have it cut. So same thing that Kathy just did. This is a different size, so this is going to finish, I think, what did we say?
6 inch.
6 inches, because this is from, so I cut out two. So I cut out two at a time, so she can mix it up and do a dark one with a light and a light with a dark. Isn't that fun? Would you like to sew them?
Sure.
That was quick.
Yes.
I know. It is actually, I know that. AccuQuilt keeps beating me for speed. So this one has, it's a little bit bigger than
Yes.
the AccuQuilt.
They have different
version.
sizes. Yeah.
Do you remember what the sizes were for the Drunkard's Path?
Was it 8 inch? I think it was an 8 inch for the.
Did it go as big as 8?
I think so.
Okay.
So.
All right. So 8 inch, and 8 inch is what this size was for the Eliza's one as
And can
well.
we show you also? I wonder if it's better to where it's better to see it, Katie. Let's just flip this over. So there's actually a notch that's also cut into it. So see that little notch right there? And there's a little notch right there. And that's what Kathy's going to line up. And she's going to sew it the same way by starting here. So you just watch her in action.
Right, and again, we're going to keep the L on the bottom. So the piece that looks like an L will stay on the bottom. And instead of pinching to find where my center point is, I'm going to just, it's already there, it's already marked for me. I'm going to put a pin in here. And then for those of you who think I live too dangerously by not pinning my start and my ending, you could, if this makes you more comfortable, you could get 2 more pins. Sorry, my pins are all bent. Oh, that's not even a pin.
Here's our mystery grab it. Is that a presser foot?
There is a presser foot in there. Who would have thought?
On the grab it. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So then if I wanted to pin, again, I could just take this end, make it square, pin here, like that, and do the same thing here. And some of you might be more comfortable pinning instead of just holding.
And I love my fusee weezers for this very purpose.
Yes, and she uses her fusee weezers to hold these tips together as she's sewing, because you can
just
see
hold
it
my
just
dart,
fits
yeah.
in. They just fit really nicely. So I'll go ahead and sew this one.
We got lots of late joiners, Kay and Patty and Susan.
Hey, girls.
We're just doing Drunkard's paths.
We're doing curved piecing today. And I don't want you to be afraid. I want you to be able to tackle all these new techniques while you are home sequestered.
Now's the time.
You should be learning and trying and doing all different kinds of things. So now I'm just going to see how I'm just taking my edges. Can you see that? And just getting them so that they're nice and flat together.
It's very gratifying.
It is. I like it. This is not speed sewing. Curves are never speed sewing.
This is going against your grain.
I know. It does go against my grain, but because I only have to do one seam to make my entire block, it's worth it. I'm very happy to do that one seam.
And all your friends will be so impressed that you've made curved piecing.
Yes. And then we're going to review the fabric choices too that we have here. I'm going to just keep going. And I just keep on coming. I'm just doing an inch or two at a time, not even a whole inch, just a little bit at a time. I do need those fusy weezers right here because I want to pull. I want to pull my bottom layer out. You don't want your bottom layer to slip underneath. There we go.
Teresa says, what are fusy tweezers?
Those are those really sharp pointed tweezers that we showed last week and we sold all out and our distributor is out of them. Our distributor is out of everything because so many of you are home sewing like crazy and all these shops across the country are doing all kinds of ordering that you would think we would not do, but we are because we can't keep stocked for you guys. And here you go, Miss Joyce is ready to press my little thing.
Oh, it's so pretty. It's nice to have the opposite, the contrast of what you just sewed, right? Look how beautiful that is. How flat. You will just like,
It is
all
pretty
your friends
awesome.
will be amazed.
So here we go. Here's two different sizes, two different colors. You can see how, now obviously you want to work with the same size block.
To make a quilt out of.
We did do, there is one more variation with the block set that I did, which has a little piece. It puts it's called a rainbow block. And I don't know if you can see it from there. That there's 3 pieces now. So there's the outside L. And then you'd cut this one out of the center. And this will also fit on a layer cake as well. I'll show you that in a second. But you can see how those seams line up. And then this seam. So it's called a rainbow block because it inserts yet another strip. And then you would sew on this piece to this, and then this piece to this. So it's the exact same, and the L always stays on the bottom. So this would be on the bottom for the first segment with this on top, and then these two together would be on the bottom with this on top.
It's like putting a puzzle together.
It is like putting a puzzle together.
It's
And
very
if you were
gratifying.
going to cut it with the layer cake, same thing. You just pull out your 2 pieces that you want to use, or you could cut 4, 6, or 8. I'm just doing 2 at a time because we're just playing. But I would put this on my corner. Then you can see my next one is going to come in here. And then my last one is going to go in this corner and is going to go. So they all fit really easily on your 10-inch layer cake, which is super nice.
Piece of fabric, isn't that
Super
great?
nice. I know, it is awesome. There's very little waste with Drunkard's Path, and it works great with a layer cake.
The other name is Lover's Knot. That's the one I
Oh
like.
yeah, she calls it Lover's Knot.
Yeah, Lover's Knot.
Lover's Knot. I call it
Drunkard's Path.
Drunkard's Path, because I'm the drunk one and she's the lover one. So these fabrics one more time because I think they're so beautiful. And we did put the numbers on them. So if you're interested, we have the jelly rolls, we have the layer cakes. The template set, the rainbow template set is $25.95. The 8-inch, the 7-inch or 8-inch are the other 2 sizes that you can get for the Drunkard's Path fabric. And those, I believe, are like $15 or $16. And then as far as the, yes.
Do a little dance.
We're learning that we the light behind us so that you can actually see my face. And then do you know what the Drunkard's Path?
Not off the top of my head, but I can find that out.
Right, yeah, that's all right. So,
Vicky calls it the drunken lover.
that is definitely, that's a good blend of both.
Yeah.
I like that.
I
like
love
that.
all of the things you guys coin. It's awesome.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So really, that's it for today. We're just doing Drunkard's Path today. We're going to explore the quick ruler. That's does some really cool projects. And we're going to explore a scallop binding that's curved.
So
and
beautiful.
We're also going to do Color Girls rulers. So just a variety of curves. We're going to stay curved. Yeah.
So stay tuned.
That's right. So we'll see you all soon. And you want to show them the quilt one more time? That's what we want you guys to get on. Here we go.
Great way to use up your scraps too, right?
Thanks,
It's a
guys.
great ways to use scraps. Yes, great ways to use scraps. Okay, so